Imagine waking up and noticing things like higher LPG prices, a weaker rupee, and rising inflation. But the reason is not inside India. It's a war happening 1,000 kilometers away.
The ripple effects of the West Asian conflict are now hitting Africa's aviation sector.
The Iran Israel conflict is not just a geopolitical issue.
Panic buying of fuel in Chennai, wherein bikers, car owners queue up at fuel bunks. Commuters are now fearing auto LPG crunch. Government has come out to say enough fuel, do not panic.
It's directly impacting the Indian economy. But how? And more importantly, what is the government doing about it? All, welcome back to Mukambika's Econ Lab. In today's video, we will analyze what's happening in the Iran-Israel war with the latest updates, how it is affecting the Indian economy, the key economic transmission channels, the government and RBI policy responses. So let's break down this using real-time economic data. What's happening now? The situation has escalated significantly in 2026. The Strait of Hormuz, a key global oil route, is disrupted. Nearly 20 to 30% of global oil supply is affected. Oil prices have surged above rupee 110 per barrel. This is being called the largest oil supply disruption in the history. Why does this matter? Because India is one of the largest oil importer in the world. Can oil shock leads to inflation? This conflict has triggered a classic cost push inflation shock. Oil price spike leads to higher transport cost. Fuel, food, everything has become expensive. Inflation in India has already started rising. According to experts, prolonged conflict could push oil even to $150 per barrel. This means higher LPG prices, expensive groceries, increased cost of living. This is a textbook case of imported inflation. Rupee crisis and capital outflow. One of the most immediate impact is on the Indian rupee. The latest news say rupee hit a record low beyond 94 rupees per dollar. Foreign investors pulled out over $12 billion. dollars. Why? India needs more dollar to buy expensive oils. Investors fear inflation and instability. Capital outflow may lead to currency weakening. This creates a BOP pressure, growth slowdown, and macroeconomic impact. The government itself has acknowledged a serious risk. According to India's economic chief advisor, growth, inflation, fiscal balance are affected. What's happening? GDP growth expectations are being reversed downwards. Inflation is rising, fiscal burden is increasing. This shows how a global shock affects growth, stability, and also the economic plan. Crisis and agriculture impact. This crisis is not just about oil. The latest update also says that urea production in India is also affected. Government is increasing the import. Why is this so serious? Fertilizer shortage leads to agriculture impact, which leads to rise in food prices and second round of inflation is created. Trade and supply chain disruption. The conflict is disrupting the global trade routes, which leads to increasing in the shipping cost, insurance premium rising, supply chain has been affected, resulting higher import cost, wider current account deficit, pressure on trade balance. This is a real world example of global economic interdependencies. Now, how is India responding? First, RBI intervention. RBI imposed forex restriction on banks, stabilized rupee temporarily. Goal is to control currency volatility. Second, energy diversification, increasing imports from alternative sources, reducing the dependency on Middle East, which leads to long-term energy security strategy. Third, strategic petroleum reserves, using stored oil reserves as buffer, which prevented sudden supply shock. Fourth, fertilizer imports, government importing urea to prevent shortage. Fifth, monitoring inflation and policy readiness. Possible interest rate adjustment, fiscal management, focus on macroeconomic stability. The Iran Israel war has shown one powerful reality. A global conflict can directly impact your daily life, from LPG prices, food cost, rupee value, job market. Everything is interconnected. But India is responding through policy intervention, diversification, strategic planning, and the real challenge is building the long term economic resilience. And at last, if you found this analysis useful, like, share, and subscribe. And comment below, do you think India should aim for complete energy independence? Thank you. See you on the next video.